Let me speak to Burke Dennings. The hiccuping, regular and wrenching, continued. Karras lowered his head and shook it, then trudged to an overstuffed chair where he sat, leaned back and closed his eyes. Tense, tormented, and waiting. Time passed. Karras growled, then jerked his head up. Stay awake. Then, blinking heavy lids, he looked over at Reagan, not hiccuping now, her eyes closed. Was she asleep? Karras stood up, walked over to the bed, reached down, and felt Reagan's pulse. Then, stooping over, he examined her lips. They were parched. He straightened up and waited a little time, and then at last he left the room and went down to the kitchen in search of Sharon. He found her at the table eating soup and a sandwich. "Oh, can I fix you something to eat, Father Karras?" she asked him. "You must be hungry." "No, thanks, I'm not," Karras answered. Sitting down, he reached over and picked up a pencil and pad by Sharon's typewriter. "She's been hiccuping," he told her. "Have you had any Compensate prescribed?" "Oh, yeah, I got some." Karras was writing on the pad. "Then tonight give her half of the 25 milligram suppository." "Okay." "She's beginning to dehydrate," Karras continued, "so I'm switching her to intravenous feeding. First thing in the morning, call a medical supply house and have them deliver these right away." He slid the pad across the table to Sharon. "In the meantime, she's sleeping, so you could start her on a sustagen feeding right now." Sharon nodded. "Okay, I will." Spooning soup, she turned the pad around and looked at the list. Karras watched her, then he frowned with concentration. "Sharon." "Yeah?" "You're her tutor." "Yeah, that's right." "Have you taught her any Latin?" "Latin? No, I don't know any Latin." "Why? Any German?" "No, only French." "What level? La Plume de Matante?" "Yeah, pretty much. But no German or Latin." "No." "But the Engströms now, don't they sometimes speak German?" "Well, sure. Around Reagan." Standing up, Sharon shrugged. "Well, sometimes, I suppose." She started toward the kitchen sink with her plates as she added, "As a matter of fact, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure." "Have you ever studied Latin?" Karras asked her. Sharon giggled as she answered, "Me? Latin? No, I haven't. But you recognize the general sound?" "Yeah, I guess." She rinsed the soup bowl and put it in the rack. "Has she ever spoken Latin in your presence?" "Reagan?" "Yes, since her illness." "Oh, no, never." "Any language at all? I mean, other than English?" Sharon turned off the faucet, looking thoughtful. "Well, I might have imagined it, I guess, but..." "What?" "Well, I think..." Sharon frowned. "Well, I could have sworn I heard her talking in Russian once." Karras stared, his throat dry. "Do you speak it?" "Yeah." "Oh, well, so-so. I took 2 years of it in college, that's all." Karras sagged. "Then Reagan did pick the Latin from my brain." Staring bleakly, he lowered his brow into his hand and into doubt. Telepathy more common in states of great tension. Speaking always in a language known to someone who thinks the same things I'm thinking. Bonjour, la plume de matin, bon nuit. With thoughts such as these, Karras sadly watched blood turning back into the night. What to do? Get some sleep. Come back. Try again. He stood up and looked wearily at Sharon. She was leaning with her back against the sink, her arms folded, as she pensively and curiously watched him.